So what I do in audio is I work with developers and I work with composers to help them work together. That is a big bridge that I tend to help make smaller. And that I do that mostly on games or studios who've already found composers. But I really like to work on games where I do both the sound design and the composition. And it really allows me to make the sound design part of the composition. And you can tell in my sound design that I'm a composer. It's like you can tell I'm a guitarist when I play bass. Like, it's just, once you are either, you see all of the little tendencies that I have. And at first I didn't embrace it, but now I do. And it's a really big part of my music. I also really like to work in musical systems into the game mechanics and really look at the player impact, whether it's on the music or the music on the player, and same with sound design. I think that that's a really large part of what I want to do. And not to say that all other games are boring, but it's definitely what I want to work on now and into the future, are those sorts of games that really play a lot of attention to the sound and music. And it's usually in such subtle ways. People don't think about it at the start, which is fine. It just means that I get to design more systems and, really have a lot of freedom with what I want to do with the sound and the music and how I want to generate different things. Yeah, I really like working very closely with a programmer. And having someone who's really interested in audio implementation and helping me design systems and helping me work with systems. And yeah, that's it. I joke. Sometimes I say I wish that every game was just an interactive music video. And it's not true. It's just that I would like a bit more attention, basically, when I work with developers. I want them to be actually quite keen to work with audio, which, surprisingly enough, most people seem almost to actively not like music, let alone dealing with someone who makes it. So I think that the ideal game for me that I would work on and that I would play has enough going on in the audio where I still know what's going on if I look away for a second, where I can listen to the soundtrack and relive the game, and yeah, there isn't an ideal, I don't actually want every game to be a music game. Not every game has to be about performance or about composition. I like that, but I'm doing that myself. I don't have to have every other game do that. But I do like there to be really beautiful parallels between the sound design and the music and interactions between those two. And I want the player to be like, oh, that was a really nice sound. Often, you don't get any reviews or anything on the audio until it's done bad. I just wish that people would listen to it a bit more. I'm all a fan of the audio being subtle and people not noticing how effective it is. But I also just want people to have a bit more taste and a bit more appreciation, mostly on the development level, but also on the audience level as well.